way too much black on black crime, way too many absent parents because of the crime, and our incarceration rate is way up. It's just too many of our parents are in prison, and our kids, they don't get to experience what it is to be raised in a family where you value life. This huge, violent crime spur that we're experiencing with our children, I want it to end.
So this is the area, East Liberty. I actually grew up here in East Liberty. That's very borders Homewood. Mike calls so well. I grew up right here on Lincoln Avenue, the namesake of the school. We didn't have too much of anything. We ended up in an apartment. My bedroom was 8 by 9, and so I shared that with my 3 nieces. Like everything that our kids have gone through, I understand it. I've gone through it, and so I know that that shouldn't define who you are. It's not who you are. It's a place that you're in. Our school is a 100% Title I school. All of our kids come are free reduced price lunch. Our neighborhood would be considered not one of the safest neighborhoods in the city, but our students know they can come here, and you look at the hallways, you look at the classrooms. This is a safe, loving, nurturing environment. Our kids depend on character. They go home and tell their parents, Mom, you didn't tell me you loved me today, or Mom, you know you shouldn't be lying. And we've had parents come back and tell us, what y'all teaching them up there? So I only taught at the private school 1 year. I've been with Pittsburgh Public for 25 years. The children were very tough and hardened. And so my work was to really build the school culture, really help the adults to heal, and us to focus on the students and really make this a more nurturing environment. We knew, teachers knew, I know, our babies need character education. It's not taught as much at home. People aren't going to church as much as they used to, or synagogue, or to or anywhere where this is being taught.
Kindness means when you're helping somebody that lost one of their family members.
My favorite one, humor.
Why humor?
Because I'm the best at it. I make everybody at my house crack up.
And in one word, everybody say what they think leadership might mean to them in one word.
I think leadership means to be yourself and not follow other people.
I think leadership is like helping others.
I think leadership is trusting in others.
All right, so I asked you, and I need to flip back here, about how do you think you can use this character trait? Okay, I really like this. Can we read this again? I do the right thing when no one is looking. Awesome.
This is the 2nd year that we've been doing the Positivity Project. I think it's the end of 2nd grade, so they're mature. I do it consistently every day. So it's part of their routine. I think anything that's part of your daily routine becomes comforting. And I'm very open. You know, I tell them stories about things that happened to me, things that happened to my kids. So throughout the Positivity Project, it's also allowed my students and I to develop this really close rapport.
And this is Kimberly Dixon's class. Okay. The kids, what they did was pick their out of the Lincoln Pride, what was their characteristic, and they wrote about it and drew a picture of it for kindergarten students. Why this is so amazing is because many of the kids come into our kindergarten, they're not reading, they're not writing, they don't recognize letters, sounds those letters make, but these babies, this is the end of the year work of what they're able to do now. I can be mindful, but if I'm a person of not having integrity, I don't tell the truth, I tend to build negative relationships. We love the Positivity Project because it focused on relationships and the fact that other people matter. And we know that our kids, if we want them to be successful, our students, We have to teach them how to build positive relationships. And people who are able to have positive relationships, these are the people who tend to rise and become the leaders because they're able to work through things. It's hard to communicate with people. It's hard to communicate your emotions and feelings. If we can help kids do that now and they get comfortable with doing this, they're going to rise to the top and there's nothing that they can't do.
The plan is to help restore, reinforce what hasn't been reinforced in a long time. And that's character. You can't buy character. You can't buy integrity. You can't buy prudence. You can't buy the appreciation of beauty and love and education. You have to understand that that's where we come from.
Wow, we've made a huge shift in the number of suspensions that have occurred, gone over 130 suspensions down to this year, 2 years away, over 130 suspensions down to 9 in the school year, where kids want to be here. They want to be here. It's a safe place, it's a loving place, it's a caring place, it's a nurturing place. And so having that common language, we're able to really work with our students, have conversation with them, and let them know, and they know, I might not be strong in this right now, but this is an area I can grow in. I can develop in this area. I'm not going to give up on myself and just become this horrible person. I'm really striving every day to be a better person. And I think that's where a lot of our kids are. You know, we have to teach that. And that's often what's missing in our community and some of our homes, is that positive connection. How am I able to express myself in a way that doesn't diminish who you are, and doesn't make me look like I'm an innocent? How do I think the Positivity Project helps to provide that foundation.
Yeah.
With the focus on test scores, that's the least important thing to me. If you have good character, you're going to make it. Regardless if you're not the best speller, the best mathematician, the best reader, you have some good character, you're going to make it in life.